What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we're going to be looking at a Bundesliga Team of the Season squad builder. We actually put 8 Team of the Seasons in this team, and a lot of them are cheaper just because a lot of the higher rated ones like Royce and Lewa, we already know that they're going to be really good. Now, don't get me wrong, I would really want to try them, but the point of reviewing a team or players, in my opinion, is finding out if they are actually good or not. So people like Pedersen, Caligiuri, Sane, Max, people like that, see if they're actually good or not, see if they're worth putting into your team. So in this team, we have Farman in goal, Caligiuri at right back, Sane and Hummels at center back, Max at left back. We have informed Zuber at right mid, and then we have regular Goretzka at center mid, along with Team of Season Keita. And then we have the Hazard at left mid, and then at strikers are Pedersen and Batshuayi. So like I said, a lot of them are Team of Seasons, and we did actually change formation as well. So Caligiuri went to center defensive mid, and Zuber went to right back after we switched to a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. So starting out, just the team in general was really nice. It was just a nice change of pace, just to kind of switch up the team from what I was using before. That's just me though. I really like just switching up teams a lot, so it was just a nice change of pace. I really did enjoy the team. When they had the chance to shoot, to pass, they usually did the job because, you know, they're Team of the Season, so I would expect them to do that. That being said, I didn't really see a lot of standout players. You know, I didn't really see a lot of players that you must buy, in my opinion. There were definitely some great players, and I'll mention them later on. But as of, you know, players like Bailly, who are just a must-buy, Valencia, De Gea, Neymar, players like that who are just, you have to buy them because they're that good. Again, I didn't really notice anyone like that. So looking at the individual players, Farman in goal we'll skip over just because we know how overpowered he is. Zuber at right back, and just the defense in general I'll talk about first. That was definitely kind of like the worst part of the team. I mean, it was still decent, but I mean, I was pretty inconsistent, I thought. I didn't really feel 100% secure in the back. That being said, Zuber at right back, informed Zuber at right back, even though he was off cam, he was definitely the best defender in my opinion. And, you know, even though, like I said, the defense wasn't really that good, that doesn't mean I don't want to take anything away from Zuber. He was fantastic in my opinion. He was always in the right spot. He has 84 pace, which isn't horrible. He has good strength. He has high work rates. He was honestly really solid. Now for the other 3 defenders, I wasn't really that impressed with them. Max at left back. He is German, he's under 100k, he is a Team of the Season. He wasn't bad, he wasn't amazing, like he wasn't great like Zuber was, but if you need a German left back, he's going to be the one to go with. So, you know, keep that in mind. Not great, but, you know, he's usable. So, again, German from the Bundesliga. There aren't really a lot of good left backs from the Bundesliga anyway, so he's going to be a quality one to use in the future, I think. For center backs, there was Hummels and Sane. Hummels was okay. The high-medium work rates wasn't great. Now, the high-medium work rates is actually, I think, more of a personal thing because there are times where that is advantageous, and that I even noticed that for myself because he would be kind of a sweeper right in front of the defense, and he would make great tackles. He could knock people off the ball. But I mean, he's 76 pace, 77 pace, I think he has. That's not bad, but I mean, you need like faster people like Team of the Year Ramos or Team of the Season Ramos who can turn quickly and sprint back. So, in my opinion, Hummels having that high medium work rates wasn't great for me personally. I do feel like a lot of people would like that, but again, I think that's just a personal thing. Plus, you need to have another center back in the back because again, that high medium work rate center back is going to be more of a sweeper. So that other center back you leave behind has to be good, and Sane was absolutely terrible. Probably one of the worst center backs I've used. He's definitely on my shit list now, but like, he seems great, right? He has like 76 pace, medium high, he's 6'5", great strength. On his base card, he has good defending, but if you look closer at his in-game stats, he has 84 marking. Which, I mean, it's fine, but it's not what you would expect for a 91 rated Team of the Season player. So there were times where, actually, I shouldn't even say at times, most of the time when we conceded a goal, it was Sane's fault, and it was because of that 84 marking. Now, I'm not sure why that marking is that, you know, why his marking is that crappy, because Bailly is one of the most overpowered center backs, and his marking is around that, you know, 84 mark. and he's not nearly as bad. So I'm not sure why exactly Sane is so much worse than Bai. And again, every time I conceded a goal, it was going to be Sane's fault 95% of the time. So, I mean, you really do have to make sure you don't use him, which, I mean, it's not going to be that hard to not use him because he doesn't play for a great team or a great nation. So, I mean, it'll be pretty easy to avoid him. But, I mean, if you were thinking about using him, I strongly recommend using someone else. Moving on to Caligiuri, and again, he was actually our defensive mid, and one of the best defensive mids I've used. Definitely one of my favorite players in the team as well. He's 6 foot, medium work rate, which usually aren't good unless they're for an outside back, but for him, I didn't really find it that bad. He was actually running all over the place. 86 or 88 pace, I believe. Very good shooting, passing, dribbling as well. Very good physical. His defending is only 80, and his marking is only 68. But I never found an issue with that, which again kind of raises a point for Sane as well, considering his marking was 84 and it was shit. But I mean, again, Caligiuri, 68 marking, he was fantastic at defensive mid, and including interceptions as well. He'd be making beautiful interceptions, and again, with the fact that he can pass and shoot and dribble, he can also start an attack going forward and even hit long shots, make great passes as well. So you can put him at center mid if you really want him to as well. He'd make a great super sub. I mean, just a great all-around player. So, I mean, again, he is only a right back, so you would have to find another player to kind of switch him with if you want to actually play with him at the start of the game. But most likely you're going to be using him as a super sub, unfortunately, because of his position. But, I mean, I can't understate, I can't like sell him enough. He was just fantastic for me. Center mids, Goretzka will skip over just because, again, we know how good he is. Team season Keita, really enjoyed him just because he makes great runs forward. Now, he has a specific role of a center mid who goes forward. If you expect him to be a box-to-box mid or a defensive mid, you will not like him and he will not do well. So don't expect him to do that. He fills that, again, very specific role of a center mid who goes forward. He could also play center attacking mid, I feel like, but I mean, he's capable of making tackles and being a good defender, so I feel like you would have to put him at center mid. So again, you have to expect that role from him. So, I mean, he's great at going forward, he's great at dribbling, great at passing, great at shooting. He's like over 90 finishing, I think. And he has great acceleration. I think it's like 90 acceleration, 73 sprint speed, which that discrepancy isn't great, but I honestly didn't really see a huge problem with it because that's a lot better than, you know, 73 sprint speed or 73 acceleration and 90 sprint speed, in my opinion. So again, he has to fill that role of just center mid going forward. And again, if you expect him to defend, or if you expect him to be sitting back, if you expect him to be a box-to-box mid, you're going to be disappointed and you won't like him. So then moving on to center attacking mid, we have Hazard. And I mean, it wasn't like he was bad, but he was just very underwhelming. Didn't really make that big of an impact on the game, which is surprising considering the fact he has like 90 plus pace, shooting, dribbling, passing, I think. And I mean, again, he has great stats and he could, you know, get a goal here and there, get an assist here and there. But there were times where I would sub in Neymar and Neymar would just completely open up the game. And, you know, Neymar's great, 5-star weak foot, 5-star skills, yeah, all that stuff. But I mean, there shouldn't be that much of a discrepancy between those two players. Because, again, one of them is a team this season who's like 92, 91 rated, and who has, honestly, like better in-game stats than Neymar. Yet Neymar did a lot better. So, I mean, it could just be the way that I used him because, I mean, again, when he did make a pass, when he did take a shot, it was usually really good. But I mean, again, he doesn't really seem that involved, unfortunately. Finally, for the two strikers, Pedersen and Batshuayi. Batshuayi is just amazing. Probably like the best striker all around because you got insane pace, 99 strength, 99 jumping. You have insane agility and balance for someone who's 6'1". It's like 91 agility and balance. Insane dribbling, insane shooting. Again, just all around perfect, all around just an absolute perfect striker. Now, finally, for the other striker was Pedersen, and I was honestly pretty happy with him. I mean, 5-star weak foot. You guys know how I love a good 5-star weak foot. He can shoot from pretty much anywhere. I did say I would have to put him on getting behind and press back line because of his medium work rates. He didn't really seem to be making that many runs beforehand, but after that he was fine. So keep that in mind if you do use him. But I mean, his agility is like 87. His balance is 74, which is obviously not great. But the fact that his dribbling is not bad, and he's 6'2", I mean, he's usable. I do believe that he is actually usable. Plus, again, 5-star weak foot. Can't undersell that enough. He was absolutely amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure through, I don't know how many games I played, but I'm pretty sure he had the most goals and I think the most assists as well. He was definitely the most involved, and again, I mean, he wouldn't have had that without the 5-star weak foot, in my opinion. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you do have any other questions or you do want me to review any other players, just let me know in the comments down below. But like I said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace.